I'm an oceanographer and a climate modeler. So carbon storage is a very big part of my research, and it's an interdisciplinary project that involves both changes in ocean physics, chemistry, and ecology. So the point of this research is that the entire climate is interconnected. If you might have heard of the butterfly effect. Well, this is the butterfly effect in action. A small change in climate in the Southern Ocean that is due to our actions today, to our putting CO2 into the atmosphere, for example, and changing the circulation of the ocean in one particular area of the ocean, can have immediate, on a few months, a few years, a few decades kind of timescales, can have immediate implications globally on the precipitation patterns and on whether we have the right amount of rain and the right amount of food on the planet. The whole system is completely interconnected. So the Paris Climate Accord is an agreement in the UN Framework Convention on Climate Change that's aimed at cutting greenhouse gases to a level such that the global warming is less than 2 degrees Celsius. The accord is non-binding and consists of individual pledges of about 190 or 196 countries. And these countries have pledged to tackle their greenhouse gases and regularly report on their mitigation and adaptation efforts. From a pragmatic point of view, I think it's extremely important for the US to keep their political, economical, and scientific leadership in the climate and energy fields. We do not want the US to exit this accord because this could prompt other countries to withdraw from the pact or rethink their emission pledges, which would have disastrous consequences long-term for the planet. So under a changing climate, the poorest countries and the small island countries who have done least to cause the CO2 accumulation in the atmosphere, those countries will be suffering most. So the Paris Agreement promised these countries extensive financial and technical help. While the US pledge is the largest of all the countries, it is not the highest on a per capita basis. Luxembourg, Norway, Britain, France, Denmark, Germany, Switzerland, Japan have all promised larger amounts per capita than the US has. If the US fulfills its original $3 billion commitment to this fund, this would amount to less than $10 per person. So at present, we have contributed, each of us in the US, about $3 per person towards this particular fund. I think it's interesting that many of the energy companies in the US have, and not just in the US, also elsewhere, British Petroleum, etc., have been reinventing themselves for quite a while now, for at least a decade, to prepare themselves for a transition to a low-carbon economy. So this discussion about the transition to a carbon-free economy and so forth is not new. This is something that all the energy companies, that the Exxons of the world, have been preparing for a long time, right? And they will, by themselves, continue to change the US energy mix naturally towards natural gas, renewables, etc., for years to come now.